Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so day 75, 90 days of boxing. The journey continues. It's been a long, fun, rewarding, fruitful journey. Bro, stop. Please stop interrupting me, please. For the love of God, please stop. It's been a long journey, guys, but we're here, and I'll be here for an hour, and just talk some boxing. So get your questions in. We got, as you can see, he's flanked over there, so he may interrupt me, and I may have to check him a couple of times before this live is done. But we got Johnny here, so yeah, man, just chilling, man. Tomorrow is officially the beginning of Richardson Hitchens fight week for Gustavo Lemos. So I'll be covering that tomorrow. I'll be at the press conference, so stay tuned for that. I've been out here in Vegas. While I've been waiting for that, I've been out here in Vegas watching the champ train. Angelo Leo and whatnot, and as he gets ready for his fight 1 week from today, April the 10th. Save the date. Mark your calendars. It'll be next Wednesday around this time. We should know the outcome, and we're pretty confident on what the outcome's going to be. But best luck to Eduardo Baez. Should be a fun fight. We got people here, so guys, do me a favor. If you're watching the live right now, please smash that like button so the YouTube algorithms know that you're rocking with your boy BT, and that you really are a part of this untouchable True School Sports empire. And if you're watching the playback, you too, don't be stingy, man. Hit that like button, super chat, all that good stuff, and let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what city, what state, what continent you're watching from. I'll be here for the next hour or so. So definitely get your comments in. Well, let's take some time to address the fine folks that are already here. So we got Jesus Emmy says saludos BT. BT, how do you see the Haney versus Garcia card? I had a chance to look at it. I really wasn't too impressed. I wasn't too impressed with the fights on the undercard. The only fight I really like on that card is John Scrappy Ramirez versus David Jimenez. I like that fight. That's a good fight right there for the 115 division. But other than that, I mean, I know you got Arnold Barbosa Jr. against Sean McComb. Nothing really stood out or caught my eye, if we're being honest.
That card sucked.
Card, Johnny, I'll let Johnny add. Johnny, how is that card?
I mean, I like the main guy. Like, I like Scrappy. I love Scrappy. I think Scrappy's a good fighter. I think Barbosa's a good fighter.
Tell him how you really feel, man. Don't hold out. Tell him, talk that shit, man.
Outside of that, bro, I think that card sucks.
So you don't think it's worth $80 pay per view?
No. I think it's worth $80 because Devin and Ryan Garcia, I believe.
Come on, man. You don't gotta be nice because Devin's your friend. Tell the truth, man.
Nah, man.
Tell the truth, man.
I'm being serious.
Tell the motherfucking truth about Dev.
I think it's worth $80. I just don't think the whole undercard is worth $80. But I will say this. No. Never mind. Somebody's on the undercard that I know, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So I ain't gonna say it.
Okay, well there you go. Johnny being very pragmatic. Johnny being very political. Listen. I think the undercard is Did you see the Mike Tyson interview on Sean Hannity? No, I did not. I did not see it. Are you watching the Golden Boy card tomorrow? No. Who's fighting? I don't even know who's fighting tomorrow. Who's fighting tomorrow? You know who's fighting tomorrow? Golden Boy?
Yeah.
Who's fighting tomorrow?
I check right now.
I'm not gonna watch it because I'm gonna be covering the Richard Hitchens press conference, and I'm gonna edit that, and I'm probably just gonna chill.
You could go live tonight and see if oh, did he fight already? I'm gonna check.
He said, Lord Zed said he's scared to death, but he gets more confident as it gets closer. Mike Tyson scared to death?
Yeah, he said he's scared to death, but he said this is reality. And he said after that, he's like he'll know he's gonna beat him, and he said he's not gonna smoke for this fight.
Mike Tyson not smoking for this fight?
Yeah.
Jake Paul got to get executed. And when Mike hit his ass?
And he said he's faster than him.
Okay. Well, I get that with you. And I'm gonna watch it though. Now that you brought it to my attention, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna watch it. So should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun.
What are you guys rooting for? Are you guys rooting for Mike Tyson?
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this. I'll go with what Johnny's asking. Are you guys actually? Is anybody out there actually rooting for Jake Paul to win? I want Mike to hit his ass.
Oh, bro.
What's up?
Bro, did you hear? Jamel Herring came back.
He lost.
And he fought some dude 15-3, and he lost.
He lost. Yeah, I heard he lost.
Damn, it's over for him. Man.
Jamel Herring, it's over. Jamel Herring's just gonna have to be focused on being a boxing manager.
Damn, man.
You know?
I thought he was gonna get some wins.
History Vault says, is Paul there to win? Jake Paul?
Hell yeah.
Why wouldn't he there be there to win? History Vault, he's a bit of a real. I don't want to say a realist. He could be a bit of a Debbie Downer sometimes, but I don't see why not. Eddie Morales says, "Will Angelo Leo stop Eduardo Baez?"
Yes, he will.
I'm of the belief that he's going to. I think he will, but listen, I just want to see him win by any means necessary. So if he wins by and it's not a stoppage, that'll suffice for me. But yeah, so far featherweight, it's been all stoppages. So I think that the trend will continue. I'm not gonna delve too deep into what Baez does wrong because I don't want to like unintentionally give away some things that I know that Angel's working on. But I just feel very confident about the fight stylistically,
Yeah.
and I'll say it like that.
I feel confident about this one.
Shout out to my guy Johnny Boy 714, the first super chat of the live. He's with the $1.99 super chat. He says, "Hope all is well, bro." And yes, John, hope all is well with you up there in Long Island. Hope everything is good. I appreciate you greatly, bro, because I don't forget people that do right by me. Apart from all these super chats you give me over the years, I really do appreciate that one time when I was like really, really down and I wasn't making videos, and you actually reached out to me on Facebook. So that stuff goes a long way with me, and I hope you're well, and God bless you and your family and everything. So thank you.
Hey, Johnny, I like your name, Johnny.
Yeah.
My name is Johnny.
Mike still had output. Not sure how much he can take. So Mike will tag Jake Good. Believe that. I want to see how Jake reacts to the punches. I mean, from what I was reading, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. From what I was reading, they're gonna have 16-ounce gloves, and nobody really wins unless they get knocked out or something like that. Like it was weird rules. So
Like an exhibition.
you say that, but Tyson is 60. It's true. He is 60, but it sounds crazy because he is 60, but he's still Mike Tyson. And if he's gonna train hard, I'll give him a chance against Jake Paul. Or could it be the other way around? Maybe Tyson is only there for a pay. And you listen, man. I kind of hate the fact that boxing puts on these kind of fights. I'm tired of boxing putting on uh, spectacles where the credibility of the sport's being called into question, and I don't like it. I'm a boxing purist, so I like boxing to be taken serious, and I like boxing to have respect. But this is gonna get a lot of eyeballs. A lot of people that don't normally watch boxing are gonna watch this fight. So I mean, I guess it could be a good thing, but I'm not really like, I got mixed feelings about it. Like, it all depends on how the fight goes. If Mike Tyson knocks the dog shit out of Jake Paul, then I'm gonna love it because that'd be great. That'd be hilarious.
What if
Jake Paul knocks out Mike, then I hate it. I don't like it. So it all depends on how the fight goes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just want to see someone get knocked the fuck out because I think.
Hand History Vault says, let's be honest, all of Jake Paul's fights are rigged. Why wouldn't this one be?
I just.
True.
I just think because in the exhibition and the fight don't count, I just want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. I don't give a fuck who get knocked out.
Lord Zed says that the Tommy Fury fight wasn't rigged. That's right. And that's why Tommy Fury said, I made my legacy in this sport.
He made my legacy in this sport.
Hey Johnny, what did Tommy Fury tell Jake Paul?
He said he's a good fighter, but he said I wasn't gonna lose to this fight. And then what was another thing he said? He said he started crying and he said I made my own legacy. I'm not Tyson Fury. I am Tommy Fury. And he just started crying.
What did Tank tell Tevin Farmer?
He said, I want to fight you. You got full.
No, the other thing.
What?
Your heart.
Your heart haven't been tested yet.
Your heart hasn't been tested. My heart been tested more than you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we just here having fun, talking shit, just putting the finishing touches on what's been a crazy journey, man. 90th days right around the corner, so I'm looking forward to it, man. There's some things on this channel that I can't wait to put in place, and I'm gonna wait till after all this is done. But hope you guys have been enjoying the lives. We definitely made a good effort here to give you guys great content. But get your questions in, man. We here for another 50 minutes or so. So, did you ever see the viral sparring match with the 80-year-old Russian boxer against some younger Jake Paul type? That old man, yeah, I've seen it. The dude was like a Mike Tyson. He was in that real short crouch. He was kind of like a Pitbull Cruz, Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier type of stance, beating the brakes off that kid. I like that video.
I just thought I'd let you know that you're fucking beautiful. What happened?
Who you talking to, bro?
I'm sliding DMs, man.
Well,
Leave me alone.
you know this microphone can pick up everything you saying, right?
All right, man.
You gonna sound like a weirdo, bro, being like,
I'm sliding DMs, man. All right.
boy, we got Johnny. Nah, we gotta expose Johnny. We got Johnny over here talking about he's whispering into the phone. I just wanted to say you're beautiful.
She's beautiful, man. Leave me alone, man. Fuck, man.
BT, why do you think the ref and doctor didn't hold on? Why do you think the ref and doctor didn't step in and stop the fight last weekend? Why do I think that? I have no idea.
I don't think it's the ref and doctors.
Referees and doctors have referees. Everything that happens in the ring or doesn't happen in the ring is always at the referee's discretion. So some referees are they're slow to make stoppages. Some referees are fast to make stoppages. History Vault says they're both paid off. That's why we don't rule that out. We don't rule that out either. You know, never rule out anything at the top level of boxing, where money and political power is being thrown around like no tomorrow. But BT, Ernie V, shout out to you, champ. Good to see you. Is Pacheco by knockout a good bet against Sean McCallum, whatever his name is?
Yeah, you want me to give you a good bet?
I'd take it.
Agustin Goto by knockout. Omari Fash. Listen to me, man. Trust the kid.
I will say this: if they stopped any of those matches that night, the crowd would have rioted.
I don't think they would have.
I don't think they would have rioted. We were in the crowd, and I'll tell you this: the crowd, the only fight I can really say the crowd was invested in was Pitbull Cruz. After Pitbull Cruz fought, I'm gonna say like 25% of the arena just dipped, got out of there, because the same level of intensity and electricity we felt during the Pitbull Cruz fight, while Zoo Fundora was good and it was exciting, that it wasn't that same energy level. Wasn't. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. I was a lot more invested in the Rolly fight as well. I think the reason they stopped the fight, they didn't stop the fight too, is because it is at the discretion of the ref, but they also asked the fighter and the coroner, do you think you can continue? And sometimes the fighters can have a heart that they won't make the right decision, the proper decision. And they'll say, yeah, keep it going for the fans. But I bet you once he was like in round 9, he was like, shit, you know what? Maybe I should have stopped this, and saved my belt. And maybe we could have done this some other time. But, sometimes a fighter's heart is too big for themselves. So sometimes you got to save the fighter from themselves.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Johnny Boy says, how fast after Tank beats Frank Martin do you think he signs up for a rematch against Pitbull Cruz? Fast. Quickly, and swiftly, because with Pitbull Cruz winning the world title, that fight and with his star power in boxing, seemingly shooting even further through the roof, following that win against Rolly, that fight I think is actually one of the biggest fights that could be made in the USA. There's not many bigger fights in American boxing that could be made than Gervonta Davis versus Pitbull Cruz rematch for the WBA title.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I think whoever would have won that fight would have rematched Tank. If Rolly would have won, he would have rematched Tank, and if Pitbull won, which is what happened, he'll rematch Tank. So I think that fight after the Frank Martin fight is next. And is the Frank Martin fight even done?
It's gonna be in June.
Is it done?
They're saying in Houston, but nah, there hasn't been any formal poster or anything like that from PBC yet. So we're still waiting for the official announcement, but everything is being reported.
Well, if they don't fight, then that fight's next for sure.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer from. Shout out to Robert Sanchez, my main man in Austin, Texas. He says, "What's up, BT? Where would you rank Pitbull in the 140 division?" It's a great question. Well, he's a champion, so he's definitely in the top 4. You got yeah. Let me see.
Whoa.
I'm not putting Devin number 1. I know a lot of people may want to put Devin 1. Devin ain't. Nah, man. Devin got to do more. Right now, listen. I'm a big believer in being the man who beat the man. The guy that beat the man was Teofimo Lopez. He beat Josh Taylor. He beat the man. He schooled Josh Taylor. So right now, to me, it's Teofimo. Even if he looked like trash against Jermaine Ortiz his last fight, it's still Teofimo because he's the lineal champion. Then after Teofimo, I got Subriel Matias.
You know, I have.
Then I got Pip. I don't know. I don't want to. It's hard.
What about El Gato, man?
Who's El Gato?
El Gato. Man.
Jack Catterall?
Yeah.
Fuck Jack Catterall.
Yeah, you know.
Because Jack Catterall, all he's done since all Jack Catterall has done since the Josh Taylor fight is bitch and moan and fight Jorge Linares. When he should have fought Ergashev. He had a chance to fight Ergashev. He didn't want to fight Ergashev for the IBF eliminator. And now he's in a pointless rematch with Josh Taylor. They should have got the rematch done that year. They shouldn't have waited 2 years because now Josh Taylor's weight drained. Jack Catterall has no momentum, and this fight's dragged on so much that like it got signed, and now it's getting pushed back even more. So it feels even more unnecessary.
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
You know. Giovanni Santillan versus Brian Norman Jr. Who wins?
I met Brian Norman Jr.'s brother.
What did he say?
I don't know.
What did Brian Norman say?
Making all them fake ass videos, and you didn't want to stand on no business, man. So you know, I thought the video was funny, and I had a good time with Brian Norman.
But how do you feel about Santillan versus Norman?
I like Giovanni Santillan, and I like Norman too, man. But if I had to go with a winner, I'm picking Giovanni Santillan.
And Johnny, tell him. We won't say any names, but didn't you hear one time from people at Top Rank that
somebody that I know from Top Rank, I asked them, who do you think is the best guy from Top Rank Scott for the Western Division? And they looked at me, they said, Giovanni Santillan. I said, really? And then he fought my friend Alexis Rocha. And then he beat Alexis Rocha.
beat the brakes off him?
Hey, man, you didn't have to do all that. But he said, you know, he's the future. And then I was like, man, it might be. You know? Yeah, man, you don't have to have to beat the brakes.
Well, because, bro, look. I'm not trying to look. I like Alexis Rocha. He's a good guy. But this boy got hit with 6 right hooks in a row. Giovanni Santillan was looking like Roy Jones Jr. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
How could we not? All right, we got shout out. Head History said, "It isn't like it used to be. Fights get stopped more often now. The only time it doesn't is when both fighters look like they're defending themselves. At the same time, one fighter is taking huge damage, like Kazuki Yanaguchi. And yes, R.I.P. to Kazuki Yanaguchi. I agree with some of your sentiments there, Hand History. Milky Way says, why is boxing not the #1 sport in the world? I hope there's a universe where boxing is the #1 sport in the world. The reason why boxing is, well, look, first and foremost, we have to establish something. There are parts of the world where boxing is the #1 sport. When you go to places like Japan, well, no, not in Japan. Boxing is like the second or third most popular sport in Japan. But like, there are places in the world where boxing is a very popular sport. And it's not as popular as it should be in the States because promoters don't work with each other often enough. That's why when you get people like at Pro Box that give you guys competitive matchups every Wednesday, it's a breath of fresh air, you know? Because a lot of times promoters just look, right? We just had what's it called? Fundura versus Zoo, which was pay-per-view. So that what was that, $80? And then now we're having Devin versus Haney. Devin versus Ryan. That's like another $80. A lot of notable fights in boxing these days are pay-per-view. And I like I was telling Johnny and Angelo and some of my other friends the other day, you know, the pay-per-view has lost its meaning. They used to throw anything on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view used to only be reserved for special premium events for guys that were already established stars. You got guys that haven't even established themselves to the sports and American public being put on pay-per-view. So to answer your question and bring it back full circle, the reason why I feel like boxing isn't as popular as it should be is just because I feel like the promoters and everybody involved with that, they're price gouging the fans. And that's part of it. Over-marination of fights is part of it. It's a lot of things. But make no mistakes about it, you know, boxing always gets its 1 or 2 events a year that capture the attention of casuals. It's just that boxing needs to do a better job of making fights in a timely manner. You know, there's too much marinating in boxing.
I don't even think it's that.
What do you think, John? Why do you think boxing isn't the most popular sport, or why isn't it more popular in the States?
First and foremost, I feel like you said, I think they're overpricing. But another thing I think is, um, it's not on mainstream television,
Correct.
and I feel like it needs to be on mainstream television for it to capture the attention of the fans. Like, when there's a big event on television, they go tune into this at 8 7 Central or something like that. And you already had it scheduled. And I feel like if you don't, like with PBC, they had the right idea when they put Errol Spence like on TV. But the thing is, you can't just put Errol Spence on TV with like someone that's like who was that guy? Like a Leonard Bundu. Put him in there with like a guy like Keith Thurman or big names, big fights for the fans. Fans that the fans want to see, and then make it happen. And promote it and move alongside like what they did with Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. Like they could have both had tune-up fights on the event, and then as the event got closer, they would say, "Hey, we're gonna fight here 4 or 5 months down the line on this network on this day," and people would remember it. And then I feel like you just keep promoting it and promoting it, and people will remember it and speak about the fights. And
All right. Now I gotta address one interesting comment. I highly doubt. And Johnny, can you do me a favor? Can you go on my stream and could you go click on this account and let me know if this is actually the real account? Go on my comment section. It says that that's Raymond Ford. It's not. I don't think that's actually Raymond Ford. But I want you to click on that actual account and tell me if that's actually Raymond Ford. It says Raymond Ford said my fight should have been on pay-per-view. Which, by the way, look, if it is Raymond Ford, congrats to you again. It should have been. It was a great fight, man. I enjoyed it.
your fight should have been on pay-per-view.
Let me see.
It says Raymond Ford. Right
I
now.
doubt it's Raymond Ford. Let me see. 'Cause I know he has a channel. Let me see.
All right, we gonna see.
Let me see. Let me see something. I gotta see this. I don't think it's actually Raymond Ford. I doubt it's Raymond Ford. Let me see. I know he has a channel. Why can't I? Hold on, man. I gotta see something because now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. This can't be the real Raymond Ford. I gotta see this. I don't think it's actually Raymond Ford. So
He became a fan, man.
I'm gonna check to see if this is actually Raymond Ford. I mean, it's the same picture.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I think it actually is him.
I think it is too.
He said, "Yeah, it's me." Well, look, shout out to you, champ. What you gonna do at 30? What you gonna do at 26?
Oh yeah, it is him. Look.
It actually is him. So look, we got Raymond Ford in the building. Shout out to Raymond Ford. Look, man, I've been seeing you. Now that you're here, look, I don't beg for nothing, man. I don't beg for anything. But since you're here, I'm gonna ask you. When are we gonna get the True School Sports Raymond Ford, like the full interview, man? I know I got the clip. I was appreciative of it.
He commented. He said, "Yeah."
I was appreciative of the clip after the fight. You were cool. So when are we gonna get the interview? Because I seen you on every channel in the world, and I wasn't gonna go out of my way to ask you, but since you're here, I figured I'll ask you. It was a great fight. I enjoyed it. I was wrong as always. I'll admit I was wrong, and looking forward to seeing what you do next. Obviously there's great fights for Raymond Ford at 26. He could fight any one of the champions. I've heard, I talked to some of the guys on your team after the fight. I have reason to believe that you'll probably be at 30 real soon because it sounds like it was a sharp weight cut for you. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. But yeah, make sure everybody show their respect to Raymond Ford in the chat because he's here. Raymond will be with Top Rank soon. I don't know about that one. I mean, he could probably adjust. He's in the chat. I know it was reported that he's going to be on the Shakur Stevenson card soon, so good for him. They're going to have a good little New Jersey homecoming. Shakur's going to fight, I think it was Arthur Haratunian, who just fought Frank Martin. Good fight there, I know Robert Garcia, when I was interviewing Robert Garcia, he kind of criticized Shakur for taking that fight because Arthur Haratunian was coming off of a loss. But somebody made a great point to me. They said, BT, how could Robert Garcia criticize Shakur for fighting Arthur Haratunian coming off a loss when Raymond Murataya fought Zolani Ndengeni coming off of a loss? And you want to know what's crazy, Johnny? Do you know do you know who made that point? You know who made that point to me about the losses thing? Zolani Ndengeni himself.
Yeah.
He was like, look, they saying they don't want to fight, that Shakur can't fight nobody with a loss. But they fought me coming off 2 losses.
Yeah.
You know.
What's it called? Raymond
Raymond
Ford
Forrest says, when you stop coming for me on here. Well, look, man, I want to get something very clear with you. All right. With the
said.
Odebek fight, I had a strong opinion of the fight because I just rated Odebek highly. And let's be real, you weren't exactly like lighting the world on fire in some of your performances leading up to the fight. So I had reason to believe you wouldn't win the fight. So yeah, it was what it was. You got the stoppage. I was 7 seconds away from being right. So I was almost right. You know, because I had him by this. I didn't pick you to lose by knockout. I picked you to lose by decision. But if you were to go back to the archives. I covered you when you first came out. When you first came out, there's prospect review videos. There's a video on here when you first made your pro debut. You fought YUC Johnson. You went the distance, and I remember people were criticizing. Some people were hating on you after that fight, and I didn't go back and watch it. I didn't criticize you, and one of your relatives in the comment section had mentioned they thanked me for not criticizing you because you went the distance and you didn't knock him out or whatever. But it is what it is. Look, I'm an easy guy to get a hold of. I talked to your coaches for like a while after the fight at the food court, so they were good to me. They were cool with me. If whenever you want to come on, man, the ball's in your court. I'm a yes man. I'm a yes man when it comes to the content. So you know, I feel like I'll give you the best interview too, honestly. So whenever you want to get, I'm not gonna press you. I'm not gonna, as you say. I've seen you on Twitter. You said you don't like being around dick riders, so I'm not gonna dick ride for the whole interview. When you want to come on, the ball's in your court. Ray says it's reason why some of my performances were the way that they were. Listen. I know, I understand that. You know, fighters go through things, family stuff, weight cuts, these kind of things.
Can you give us a reason?
But yeah, you know what, Ray? Could you give us a reason in the chat? Like just give us like, we'll say, like, I'll throw a fight out there, right? Why did you not maybe, and you know, or maybe I should say this when I interview you, but why did you not perform maybe to the best when you fought Vasquez? Like what you know what, Ray? I don't even want to ask you all that right now. You just enjoy your time off. When you want to do the interview, all you gotta do is contact me, and I'll be here. I've gone live every day on this channel since January, was it 19th? And I'll be going live every day for like 15 more days. So whenever you want. But shout out to everybody here. Get your questions in. You know, we got Raymond Ford in the chat. Larry Lopez says BT does give the best interviews. Yeah, man, I do my best. I do my thing. You know, I've been at it for some years now, so it's like I've got a little skin in the game. I've had good practice. He says, I just let people think what they want. And you know what? That's the best thing to do sometimes. It's the same way with me. A lot of people say things about me in boxing. I let them think what they want, champ. So I get it. Hand history, lost money. Stop hating. Give Jay Cortijo says, give him his interview, man. Yeah, I'm not begging for nothing, but like I said, if you want to come on here, maybe not right now because I'm not on the right streaming thing, but you know, the ball's on his court. Hey Ray, though, I do gotta ask you one question though. Okay, I'll save my question for when I interview. He says, I'll do an interview though. I don't take none of this personal. You shouldn't. Nobody should. It's crazy, right? Because I was just in where was I? I was in Arizona for a fight, and who was I talking? So I had just like when you fought Komatov, I had a very strong opinion on the Sneesa Estrada Yokovaye fight. I don't know if you watched that fight, and I thought Sneesa Estrada was gonna win, right? And she wound up winning the fight, but like her coach was all mad at me, and you know, I get it, man. Boxing's a tough sport. People train, they take it as disrespect, so. I'll save all my questions for the interview, man. You know, I know you know my Instagram, so you know, I'll reach out to you. You can reach out to me, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, I enjoyed the fight. Thanks for getting out of boxing. It was worth the trip. You get the interview when you stop covering women's boxing. I want to take a poll, man, because everybody, like, I think the last couple times I've mentioned women's boxing in these lives, you guys have been like. So you've been hating on the women, And like the women, they get in there, they throw down sometimes. So like, why do you guys hate women's boxing so much?
Isn't that it, huh?
Throat Puncher 74 says, I had a small injury and I focus on the fight, but I've been dealing with a lot lately. It's no excuse. I'm just on the journey to be the best by being the best. Who the hell is Throat Puncher 74? But yeah, okay, good. That's good news, man. That's good news. So we'll have the Raymond Ford interview soon. The interview of all the interviews coming up. But I want to get y'all take on this, man, and I'll ask Johnny too, right? Johnny,
So with him,
Johnny.
with him being on the True School Sports podcast or live, does that mean he's part of the Empire too?
You gotta ask him that.
Are you subscribed?
We gotta ask him that.
Is he
We gotta ask him
subscribed to
that.
True School Sports?
We gotta ask him that. We'll save all the questions for when we interview him. So should be a lot of fun. But Johnny, I wanted your take though on the fight. I want to get your take, man, because tomorrow fight week begins for me. I gotta go cover Richardson Hitchens versus Gustavo Lemos. You're Argentinian. We had that video we did a couple years ago about Gustavo Lemos. A lot of people don't know who Gustavo Lemos is. How do you see Richardson Hitchens versus Gustavo Lemos stylistically? How do you see
I
it?
think it's gonna be a good fight. I think Gustavo Lemos puts on a lot of pressure. I think Richard Hitchens will look good, but I think in the middle rounds, Gustavo Lemos will actually start to look up a little bit better, and he will land some body shots. Ultimately, I think Richard Hitchens will probably win a. How many rounds are they doing? Are they doing 12 or 10?
I think it's gotta be 10.
Well, if they're doing 10, I think it's gonna be like 7-3. But ultimately, I do think.
No, it's gotta be 12 because Gustavo Lemos is like ranked pretty highly. They're both pretty ranked
Okay.
highly. So I'm
Well,
gonna say it's 12.
I'm gonna say like maybe 8-4, 7-3. I think Gustavo Lemos is gonna give a good.
So
I
Raymond
think-
Ford. Hold on, I'm gonna cut you off. So Raymond Ford just said in the comments that he'll be in Vegas for the Hitchens fight. Well, perfect. I'll be here too. So we'll cross paths. It'll be good to meet you. I mean, I met you once, but meet you when you're not in a rush and whatnot. But all right, looking forward to it, man. So yeah, stay tuned. I guess stay tuned for the Raymond Ford interview. Should be a lot of fun. But yeah, back to Lemos, right? What were you saying about Lemos and Hitchens?
I was gonna say that I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think Richard Hitchens will win, but I do think there will be one Argentinian that will win that night, and I think Agustin Gato will.
So
win.
I didn't even look at the full card yet. I mean, I know some of the fights on the card. Is Agustin Gato really fighting Galal Yafai?
Yeah.
That's a good fight. I like
think
that fight.
Agustin Gato will win, and I think he will upset. So I think if anyone bets on that card, I think if you're picking an upset on that card, I think that's the.
Cause you was high. I remember we did that video 3 years ago about the Argentinian boxing. You were like super high on Gato,
Yeah.
and then he took a loss, and then he rebuilt
he
himself.
he got caught, and but I still think he's a good fighter, and I think he's gonna come back, and I think he's gonna win.
Have you watched Galal Yafai at all? Like, are you familiar with Galal? And
I've
what do
seen like 2 or 3.
what do you think about him?
I think he's solid, but I just think Gato has better angles. I think he's got better footwork, and I think he's got more punch variety. I think he's gonna end up winning the fight, and I think it's gonna be a solid one-sided decision.
For Gato,
Yeah,
a one-sided decision.
you'll remember I said that.
He's gonna put a. So you think he's gonna put a beating on Galal Yafai?
Well, I wouldn't say beating. He'll win the rounds one by one by one by one by one by one.
Well, like how is he gonna win? Like work rate,
I
volume punches. Like how? Like
Yeah.
what fashion?
I would say work rate, a lot of work rate.
Okay. All right, fair enough. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
I like that fight. Gato versus Galal. It's crazy because
But I do have that question for Raymond Ford. Does that mean is he subscribed
Hold
to
on.
True School Sports?
I mean, I guess we'll ask that question. Does that mean Raymond Ford? He's probably not subscribed. I'm gonna bet and say he's not subscribed. He's probably just chilling and he just thought I was live because I popped up on the feed. But
No man, he need to be.
it don't bother me. I'm happy he's here. It's pretty cool. Like it's pretty. I mean, it ain't the first time I had a fighter in the chat, but just considering, that fight, that particular fight, for him to be here is pretty cool. If Tank comes to Houston on June 22nd with David on the card, are you coming? I hope the flyer is real. I'm trying to go. Listen, man, it's hard for me to really say. Like I was telling Johnny and Angelo earlier. I was like, man, it's hard for me to really say what I'm doing past. Like I'm just trying to get through the Hitch. I'm trying to get through this Hitchens fight, get through Angelo's next fight because I'm in the middle of this stretch right now, and then after that, like I don't know. Like I always say, I don't know where this boxing journey can take me. One day I could be in Miami, the next day I could be here in Vegas, I could be in upstate New York, I could be in Japan, I could be in Saudi. Who knows? Like who
Puerto
knows?
Rico.
So I can have my what I want to do, but I can't really give concrete plans past a certain date because I just don't know. Things change so quickly. We in America, that's how you know Eddie Hearn can't promote in America having British fighters. And there you go. Hyra right on time with that hating ass comment about Eddie Hearn. But you know what, Johnny, I'm gonna ask you, man. Because I feel like you're an unbiased opinion on this. What do you think about Eddie Hearn?
What do I like Eddie Hearn, man.
You do?
I like Eddie Hearn.
Because he people have mixed reviews on Eddie Hearn, you know?
You know, I like Eddie Hearn. I like any promoter shit.
You like all the promoters?
Yeah, yeah. I think we need fights.
Most boxing fans don't think that way. Most boxing, especially on YouTube, most boxing fans they either like they hate PBC
Nah,
and they like Top Rank, or they like Top Rank and they hate PBC, or they hate all of them and only like Pro Box. Like,
No, man, if you get rid of all the promoters, that means we losing fights. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see the fights. Shit.
It's true.
I think they can stop being corrupt sometimes, but you know, I like all the promoters. Shit, we need fights.
Okay. So JT says most boxing fans don't know shit about boxing. I mean, look, I agree with that, 1,000%. Not, I mean, I love the boxing fans, but sometimes I go in my comment section, I just see certain things. I'm like, man, y'all really saying that? But then again, you know, I guess it's all subjective, right? Because I guess people could watch some of my videos and say, you know what, BT, you don't know shit about boxing either, so you really can't talk. So it is what it is. We have fun with it. Al Powell says, I hate Mauricio Sulaiman. If the sanctioning bodies enforce their rules, boxing would be in a better space. I 1,000% agree with that.
We agree.
One of the main things that I've been really trying to drive home and talk about all the time is the devaluation in boxing of the mandatory challengers. Boxing is not valuing its mandatory challengers, the guys that actually are fighting and staying active and getting themselves into position. And you're seeing it across all weight classes, you know, 130, heavyweight, welterweight, you know, all weight classes. Mandatories not being honored in a timely and tactful manner.
Let me give I don't know if he's mandatory yet, but he's been ranked number 1 since like 2020. Albert Bell's been waiting like 4 years to get a title shot, man. And he can't even get TV time. They gotta respect, you know, the mandatories. If you get in a position,
I mean,
I feel like the majority of it is political, but I feel like, you know, any fighter deserves to get.
I mean, we'll go through the weight classes. Look at
Odebek,
no, but Otar Aronofsky at 130. He's been the mandatory challenger since August. The WBA is literally skipping over him, so Lamont Roach can fight the guy behind him, which is Jonah Carroll. Philip Hergovich been the heavyweight IBF mandatory since August of 2022. Right, 2022. Can't buy a title shot. You mentioned Arabelle. Boots, he got elevated to champion.
Yeah, but when he was still the
Spence wasn't gonna fight him when he became mandatory challenger after he knocked out Castillo Clayton, and Crawford was dismissive of Boots before the fight even happened. Before the Spence fight even happened, and still won't fight him even with him becoming the undisputed champion. Still won't give him the shot. So it's a sad state of affairs with that.
I mean, you could even go David Morrell.
Hyro mentioned Michael Eifert. Michael Eifert upset John Pascal last year, I think, for the IBF spot, and he can't get a shot.
Carlos Adames and Carlos Adames at 160, bro, with Charlo.
Hey, yo, I had 12 round jitters, and while it was no excuse, I was prepared correctly. I had 15 days of sparring, and I was ready. Injuries are real, yo. But who... I must have missed the comment. Who the hell is Throat Puncher 7? Wait, Throat Puncher 7-4. Who is that? Like, what? State your name. You keep
saying. Why do you have to say 7-4?
Because that's the way it says it. It's FO 7-4. Like I'm just reading how it says it on the screen. Okay. Alex says, BT, how important is diet in boxing? Oh, it's extremely important. You know, I know a couple of fighters. You know, I've been privy to seeing a couple of fighters diet live and in the flesh. It's very important, you know, if you're not doing the right things as a fighter leading up to the fight, when you get into that ring on fight night, I mean, that's why boxing is such a great sport, right? Because no matter what you tell the public, or no matter like what kind of wolf tickets you tell the other fighter, everything gets revealed on fight night. Everything. So if you haven't been living that life, if you've been, cutting corners, if you've been eating, Houston hot chicken and McDonald's and just having ice cream, it all shows. Huh?
You like that Houston hot chicken?
I love Houston. By the way, shout out to Houston Hot Chicken. I went to this Houston Hot Chicken spot today here in Vegas.
Sponsored by Houston.
Shit is
Hot
fire. Shit was fire. BT, why don't you go live on Friday for Eric Rosa since you're such a fan of the 108 division? Because Howard, I'm covering Richardson Hitchens, and that day is the day of the weigh-in, so I'm probably gonna miss that fight. So there you go. Since you got all these great ideas and you let it talk trash all the time, why don't you go live for it on here?
Damn.
How about that?
He said
Keep that same energy. Yeah, boxing's 25% physical, 75% mental. You gotta have a strong mental to win in boxing. And it's not just boxing; it's life in general. You gotta have a strong mentality to be a good father. You gotta have a strong mentality to keep your relationships intact. You gotta have a strong mentality to be disciplined and live and be like physically in shape. You know what I'm saying? So mental toughness, mental fortitude is everything. Hitchens lost some points in me avoiding the Matias fight. He hasn't avoided it yet. He's only stated his concerns for why he won't fight him, why he be concerned for fighting Matias. He hasn't formally avoided the fight. He just said that with the IBF's 10-pound rehydration clause, that's
tough on him.
That's tough on him. And with Matias being such a destructive fighter, that's got him a little worried. And you know what? He's right.
I'd be worried too, man. I don't want to get money versus Real Mercedes. If I can go another route, man.
Does Canelo dominate Munguia, or is it the fact that he's been slowing down, letting go in to give Munguia moments in the fight? I think Munguia will have moments in the fight just because, again, Canelo, especially at 68, he's fallen in love with his power and he's become more of a one-punch guy, aggressive counter-puncher. So just on that alone, Munguia he's gonna win some rounds in this fight. There's no doubt about it with me, unless Canelo just finds the perfect body shot and just sits him down early in the fight. But I still think Canelo's experience, his IQ, and the fact that Munguia hasn't really cleaned up his defense, these things are gonna play a role. And I think Canelo beats him. Is he gonna dominate him? I don't know if I use the word dominate, but I think he'll beat him. Alex wants to know, does Angelo Leo eat clean all the time? When he's making weight, yeah. I mean, he's a professional, I always say that I got to be a professional, and I only surround myself with the most professional professionals. So, yes, I would say so. I would say that Angelo Leo is a disciplined professional. That's why he's been champion at 122. And soon enough, I have reason to believe that he will be champion at 126. So, BT, I heard you're going live for WrestleMania. Can I join? I know everything, bro. Well, you heard wrong. I'm not going live for WrestleMania. So, nah, we're not going live for WrestleMania.
I'll be watching WrestleMania, man.
I'm not going live for WrestleMania at all.
Damn.
Because how long is WrestleMania? Like 7 hours?
That's on what we can just go live for the last.
I'm not going live for no 7 hours for WrestleMania.
Nah, man, WrestleMania is 2 days.
I don't even care about wrestling like that. Wrestling hasn't been good for like 22 years.
Man, you missing out, man. My boy Frank, like wrestling more than boxing. Hey, can you cover the gym? I'll
record the fight and you do a post-fight review. You did it for a random fight in Japan. The Shigeoka brothers is not a random fight in Japan, Hyro. The Shigeoka brothers are both world champions at 105, so that's not random. And Eric Mini Pac-Man Rosa, that's not random either because he's a champion as well. I stopped watching wrestling since the Ultimate Warrior stopped wrestling. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Ultimate Warrior, great wrestler, man. But I stopped watching wrestling. I'm going to say the year was like 2008. I stopped watching wrestling. And even before that, like even a couple years before that, wrestling was kind of getting bad. Alex says, "Man, I remember when Angelo would be on those Mayweather boxing channel prediction videos. I never knew he boxed until actually seeing him box years ago. Well, now you know. Now you know that he. You were in those videos.
Which ones?
Those Mayweather boxing channel videos.
Yeah.
I ain't see.
Here and there.
I ain't know that.
Yeah, they would put me on here and there with I forgot his name.
Jeff,
Jeff, and then
that white guy, Jody.
Jody. Yeah.
Jody, I know Jody. What didn't a wrestler stop that dude one time? The dude Jody from Mayweather Boxing Channel,
Yeah,
and threw his ass in the pool.
He said,
What do you say, Johnny?
he said, threw him in the pool and said, "Is that fake?" You didn't say it was fake after that?
No, he didn't say none of that. But shout out to all 18 of you guys rocking with us. It's your boy BT. This has been a pretty good live. You know, I didn't think that Raymond Ford was gonna stop by, but I guess we locked on the Raymond Ford interview. That was mad random, but it's cool. Cool stuff. Looking forward to that one. Hyro says, "Hey man, you keep teasing like you like someone. You keep hinting at it. I might have to say it." Hyro, I swear on my life, bro. Because you know who it is. If you say in the comments who it is, I'm gonna fly to LA and I'm gonna personally beat the heck out of you, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it, champ.
Dude, that doesn't sound very professional.
Well, I can be unprofessional. I could be a. Listen, you can't be exposed. Some things, Hyro, gotta remain confidential. Some things can't be disclosed to the public. You know, some things you gotta, like a wise man once told me, you gotta keep under the wraps. How did you and Angelo meet? That's a great question. So me and Angelo, so I'll tell you this: the first time I even heard who Angelo even was I'll never forget it. Actually, I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing. It was the summer of 2019. I was on the way from Florida to Orlando to go see one of my uncles, and Johnny called me, and Johnny was telling me about this kid, this fighter, Angelo Leal. And at the time, Angelo had just fought Neil John Tabinow.
No, it was before that fight.
Was it before that fight? What fight did you show me? Because the first fight I vividly remember seeing him was Neil John Tabinow.
I showed you I think it was what was his name though? The one he fought in LA.
It wasn't Sharon Carter, was it? Or was that before?
It was the one in Torres.
Torres, okay.
Torres.
So I saw the Alberto Torres fight, and then I guess the fight I had seen later on was Neil John Tabinow.
And then I told BT.
And then you asked me, you asked me, you said, BT, what do you think about Angelo Leal? And I said, he's all right. He's pretty good. He's all right.
And then I said, you need to keep an eye out on him.
So you need to keep an eye out for me. I said, he's cool.
He's going to be a world champion.
He's not bad. That's that's honestly what I said. And then, I just watched him over the years. And then I remember, I think one time I called Johnny. And then I guess you were Angelo, and I talked to him one time, and I said hello, and he was cool. And then I think I interviewed you, like, the first time I interviewed you was, like, a couple of days after Tremaine Williams.
Was it after or was it before?
It was before, bro.
Nah, it was after. It was 1,000% after. I remember.
No,
I remember it clearly.
Yeah, you did interview him after, bro.
I just remember talking to him, because remember we talked that one time on the phone.
Yeah, it was on a FaceTime.
It's on a FaceTime.
That was the day he fought Neil John Tabinow.
Was it the day? Okay.
Yeah.
So we basically, look, to long story short, we met like.
They met through mutual.
I met through
Johnny.
Yeah.
through this guy. Met through this guy right here.
You gave him a big old loop, and you just could have said, "I met through mutual."
I met through a mutual friend, and yeah, we've been cool. It's my guy.
We didn't meet in person until 2021.
We didn't meet in person until 2021, and that was crazy, right? Because he fought Aaron Alameda, and I remember when he fought Aaron Alameda,
The camp.
I went to the fight with his friends, and
In Houston.
in Houston,
It's good time.
great times. I nearly got them all hurt. BT, did you get a chance to watch Fraser Clark versus Bobby Worley? Yes. If you go and you watch I did earlier today, I dropped a 23-minute like super post-fight review catch-up video where I went through all the main events from the past weekend. So Elijah Pierce, Arthur Villanueva, Fabio Worley versus Fraser Clark, Zurdo versus Goulamirian, and what was the other one? And then the Yoga Brothers.
The video said
All their fights, all right? All their fights. I put it all in one video, so go check it out there. But I thought Worley won. I thought Fabio beat Frazier, and it's crazy. It's crazy you gotta give Fabio Wardley so much respect because this is a guy that came from a white collar boxing background. You know, white collar boxing ain't no you know, it's not somewhere that people come from and make it in professional boxing. Fabio Wardley's now like ranked top 15 in 3 sanctioning bodies. He's Fabio Wardley to actually even just get a draw with a guy who won a medal in the Olympics with his lack of experience. It shows you how good he is, how much he's grown as a fighter. And I thought he beat him and looked pretty good in the fight. Just Fraser Clark had that heavy thudding power. So when he got hit, you could really see it all over the guy's face.
This has absolutely nothing to do with nothing, but one of my dream collaborations for you, I want to see you go live with T Street Conspiracy. T Street Conspiracy.
He's a great channel.
Yeah, I remember he said you was the only one that covered his cone.
He said that?
Yeah.
I don't know that. He says, I'm not trolling, bro. I'm just having fun. I watched Art 90 Days, and you got a great mind, but answer my question, please. What's the question? What's the question? So you tell me your brother, Sebastian Verdura, will make it past Spence?
Sebastian Verdura.
They're not going to fight because Verdura is going to be out till September. But if they fight, I don't know, man. It's hard. That's a hard fight to predict because, you know, Spence, you don't know what kind of shape he's going to be in because Crawford gave him a generational ass beating. And then Fundora, you know, he's very beatable. So I don't know. I don't want to even make a prediction. I don't even want to make a prediction on that fight till it gets signed. That's just one of them fights. BT, if after Ward knocked out Kovalev, if he didn't retire and fought Bivol and Beterbiev, does he beat either of those guys? I would give him a chance to beat Bivol. I think he'd have a chance to beat Ward.
Yeah.
But he ain't beating Artur Beterbiev. Hell no. No. Artur Beterbiev too complete.
How sure are you that BDB beats Bivol?
It very.
Like from a scale of 1 to 100.
8.
1 to 100?
Oh, 1 to 100? I think it's a 10. 80.
I was gonna say that.
80.
I'm not too sure.
You're like, what?
Are you crazy?
That's a good fight, though. You know, Bivol though, I don't even like betting.
Do you think it's going to be a fun fight?
Yeah. I think it'll be a fun fight because this will be the first time Bivol and Beterbiev both got to try to actually beat someone with their A game. I don't think Bivol's ever beaten anybody with all his skills.
What if the role is reversed though?
That's possible. We just seen it. We just seen it when Raymond Ford fought Komatov. Everyone thought Komatov beat the guy that would be on the front foot backing him up, and he wound up being the boxer, and Komatov or Ford became the stalker. So it happens in boxing. I doubt Bivol would even step in the ring with Ward at the time. Getting a foul Bivol is hard. He does have that diva in him. Beterbiev is not beating Bivol. Beterbiev is definitely beating Bivol. Y'all gonna see. Bivol will shock Beterbiev. With what? What's he gonna shock him with?
Oh, BT, you got a message from a friend of ours. He said,
Who? Show me.
My brother, how are you? You good? How's my friend from Dania? You both, I hope you both is fine. Where are you guys? What you doing?
I don't know what he said, but he just said,
BT, you better not jinx the fight like you did with Steven Espinosa because you said it wasn't competitive. What fight? Beterbiev Bivol? Or Zhu Fundura? Fundura only won because he freaking elbowed the shit out of Tim Zhu and he lost all that blood. They wasn't gonna beat him without that.
well, we don't know.
They're gonna do a rematch.
Well,
And when they do, Tim gonna hit his ass. This is the next time.
We'll find out, but we can't discredit Fundora.
I'm not discrediting him. I'm just telling you what I think. He won fair and square. That's what I'm saying. Rocky Austin says a lot of people keep on doubting and underestimating Artur's boxing IQ. Damn. Yeah, they keep doing that, and what they fail to realize, Rocky, is that Beterbiev was the more accomplished amateur boxer. That's how good he is. That's how good of a fighter he is. Beterbiev is such a good fighter. He's been beating the brakes off these dudes so good that they think all he is a knockout artist. And what they fail to realize is Artur Beterbiev is one of the most complete fighters in boxing. Didn't he beat
Kovalev a few times?
Like 3 times. He beat Kovalev 3 times in the amateurs. He fought Usyk in the amateurs, dropped his ass.
Stop Usyk. Yeah.
He might stop Usyk now.
Shit.
Bivol has done his best to age Better BF. Too bad for him. Better BF isn't over the hill. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Better be.
No. Let's calm down.
Yeah.
Let's calm down. They're not beating him. Yeah, I can't wait. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys this, and the reason a lot of people keep asking me, BT, are you gonna be here in June? Are you gonna be here in July? I might be at that fight. I might be in Saudi for that one.
Exclusive breaking news.
I might be in Saudi for Bivol Better Be. We just don't know.
Breaking news.
You know, you don't know where this boxing journey takes us. So, like I say, man, you guys gotta always be on your toes with me because you just don't know where I'm gonna be at from day to day. Right now, I'll let you know. I'll be here in Vegas, then I'll be in Plant City. But Hyro says honestly, both of their old asses are gonna pull out. Just watch. Bivol is a fighter that Better BF hasn't been in the ring with. He's a big Canelo GGG, but not hard to. Bivol, I like Bivol, man. I'm really intrigued to see how he's gonna keep.
Like I said, we can get some lunch on Friday or Saturday.
Okay. You're saying you don't believe in the Panthers. Shit, at this point, Hyro,
I still believe.
I believe in them, but they're really making it hard for me right now. Them Panthers, they're like they're 2-7-1 the last 10 games.
Watch what they do to the Senators.
You know, but nah, you're right. Actually, you're actually right, Hyro, because if the Panthers are in the Stanley Cup, I can't be going to no fights. So it all depends. Listen, everything's going to be dependent upon how far the Panthers go in the playoffs. If they're in the Stanley Cup, I don't give a damn. I'm not missing nothing. I'm not missing it for the world. Been waiting my whole life. But they really got me, kind of second guessing right now. But shout out to everybody here. We got 3 minutes left, guys. So get your comments in, get your likes in. You know, it's been a fun live. Day 75. Johnny Boy says, BT, you know I'm a diehard Ranger fan, right? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that we're gonna have to crush your hopes and crush your dreams this year, John. Rangers are a good team. I respect the New York Rangers. They got some good players. The Rangers got one of my favorite hockey players in the world, Alexis Lafreniere. You know, they got Igor Shesterkin. They got Vincent Trocheck, the former Panther. They got some ballers on that roster. But when the playoffs come, you guys are gonna get freaking smacked upside your head.
They're not ready for Alexander Barkov.
They're not ready for Barkov. They're not ready for Chuck. He says we're the best in the league, brother. That doesn't matter. When it comes hockey, being the number 1 seed does not matter. All that matters is who's built to play in the playoffs, and there is no team in the Eastern Conference apart from maybe the Lightning and the Bruins that are as built for the playoffs as the Panthers. So I like the Rangers. I wish them the best of luck. I'm telling you this: if y'all get the Tampa Bay Lightning, you might as well just pack your bags. Y'all ain't beating them. Y'all ain't beating them. We might not even beat them. That team is amazing. Hyro says, yo, BT, can I go live with Pops and do an Eric Mini Pac-Man Rose says live fight? Yeah. If you want to set it up, you can. Because I like a day off.
Oh, but I can't go live for WrestleMania.
Because it's not boxing.
I can't go live for WrestleMania.
I just found out for an unknown reason, Henry LeBron pulled out of his fight with Charlie Suarez, and people said that Henry LeBron got scared.
Man, Henry LeBron will beat Charlie Suarez.
I should ask Peter Khan about that, because that's Peter's fighter.
Who?
Henry LeBron.
Henry LeBron would have beat Charlie Suarez.
BT, can Wilder pull off the win against Zhang? That's anybody's fight to win because both of them.
I think that statement is crazy. I think can Zhang pull off the win against Wilder?
I mean,
was a former world champion.
It all depends because look, we all know no matter who Zhang fights, by round 6, 7, he's gonna be blown out of his ass. Never, it doesn't matter who he's fighting. But then Wilder, he ain't got the strongest legs either, so we'll see how it goes, man. But look, guys, we've reached that point in the live. I'm gonna wrap it up. And yes, Hyro, the Marlins did lose bad against the Angels. The Marlins are a disgrace to baseball and humanity. But listen, on that note, I'm gonna end it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next live for day number 76. Hand History says we want more time. Today you can't get it because we got to end it, man. Because we got things to do. But tomorrow I'll give you guys more time. take care. Check all the content on the channel. There's plenty of shorts. Check out my recap on all the fights from last week. And I'm gonna try to get some videos out before I go to the weigh-in, the press conference tomorrow. And there will be videos from the press conference, both interviews and shorts and things like that. So that being said, like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.